Water pipe explodes action movie style and upend street in Ukraine. Viral video coming fresh out of Ukraine this week shows the moment a sidewalk randomly explodes in the most epic of fashions. On Monday, an underground water pipe in the city of Kiev got a nasty case of kaboom. Street Michael Bay style. The blast sent sludge and God knows what else down the road. Several vehicles and homes were damaged, but no one was hurt. According to Euronews, the cause of the explosion is unknown, but local media says officials were conducting pressure tests. Say no to safe spaces on YouTube. Support TomoNews at patreon.com/TomoNews. Sidewalks aren't the only thing that can randomly go boom. Here's why you should never throw your cigarette butts into the sewer. This is the explosive moment when a man threw a cigarette into a sewer, only for it to blow up in his face. The surveillance video was filmed last month in Iran's capital of Tehran. It begins with a well-dressed gentleman standing over a hole in the sidewalk. The man empties a bag of what appears to be rubble onto the sidewalk. The man then starts kicking the rubble down the hole. But considering what's about to happen next, those lumps of rock could be radioactive waste material from Iran's nuclear program for all we know. Around 15 minutes later, our friend the smoker comes along. He casually tosses his cigarette butt down the hole in the sidewalk, and kaboom! He gets a face full of concrete in return. Amazingly, when the dust clears, the man manages to crawl away from the scene, somehow with his life still intact. We're betting that guy doesn't throw any cigarette butts down any holes ever again. In fact, maybe now he'll even consider quitting smoking. Vape pen explodes in man's face. Nope, Halloween didn't come early this year. This is Idaho car salesman Andrew Hall, formerly an enthusiastic vapor. But Andrew has vowed to quit smoking for good after his vape pen blew up in his face. The explosion happened over the weekend when Andrew was enjoying a few toots of electronic smoke while getting ready for work. Andrew wrote on Facebook that he was vaping in his bathroom when his vape pen exploded. The blast was so powerful that it shattered Andrew's bathroom sink. The former vapist suffered second-degree burns to his face and neck and lost 7 teeth. Posting from the hospital ICU ward, Andrew wrote that he'd been pulling chunks of plastic, teeth, and foreign objects from his mouth, throat, and lips. Andrew said he'd been vaping for about a year and had properly maintained the battery of his vape pen. He claimed he'd never had an issue with overheating or anything like that, and said he wanted his experience to serve as a warning to others. Because as we've documented here at TomoNews many times now, vape pens do have a troubling tendency to explode in people's faces. Whale guts. Wouldn't want that on you. A New Zealand beach has been closed down after mass whale strandings have led to fears of the decomposing carcasses going pop. It's not uncommon for whales to get stranded in the shallow waters of Golden Bay on the northern tip of New Zealand's South Island. But hundreds of pilot whales dying after getting beached there isn't something you see every day. Authorities are working to remove the carcasses, but the first order of business is to avoid a mass gut spilling. Dead whales have a tendency to explode, especially in high temperatures, as methane gas builds up in their bodies. Their thick skin and blubber prevent gases from being released, often resulting in the bodies violently bursting open after pressure builds up to spew out a disgusting cocktail of organs and fluids. Lovely. To avoid this, workers have been puncturing the carcasses to let the gases out, probably hoping against hope that nothing explodes in their face while they do it. Some of the carcasses will go to Massey University so that scientists can try to figure out what caused the mass beaching. The rest will either be buried or left to wash out to sea. There she blows! A trucker had the most unexpected ride of his life after the tanker he was standing on spewed its contents out toward the sky. The man in northern China had been inspecting the top of the cement tanker, peering down into the cement mixture below, when 3, 2, 1, blast off! Phew, who needs rocket power when you got exploding cement? No one knows for sure what happened to the dude, but we're gonna be optimistic and hope he ended up somewhere awesome. Fingers crossed he wasn't actually horribly mangled or torn to shreds. There's a new danger on planes. The Australian Transport Safety Bureau has issued a warning after a pair of battery-operated headphones exploded on an inbound flight. The woman who owned the headphones had been listening to music during the Beijing to Melbourne flight. She fell asleep about 2 hours in and woke up to a loud explosion and a burning sensation on her face. After eventually pulling off the burning headphones, she threw them on the floor and flight attendants doused them with water. Photos taken after the incident show the woman with singed hair and eyebrows and black soot all over her face. She also sustained burns to her hands. Authorities believe the batteries in the device had likely caught fire. They advised passengers to stow battery-powered gadgets when not in use and to keep spare batteries in carry-on baggage.